Good morning, good evening, good day. Megan Mitchell here. If you've watched any of my videos, you know that I like to make connections between different aspects of my life and this journey with Victory with Ash. Hopefully this is helpful in giving you a different perspective or a different way to look at this journey. We've all been making videos about excitement, videos about the process and what to expect, how to join. And they all have a common message, but everyone's bringing their own spin, which is what I love. Hopefully you'll find that somebody resonates with you. And if that's me, I greatly appreciate that. So one of the connections that came into my mind is the idea of a track and field event. Now, I'm not a runner. I was in cross country as a child, but I'm not a runner. I wouldn't call myself a runner at all. I'm amazed by the people who find running to be like cathartic and just so, it's like they're addicted to running. But I know a little bit about track and field because I attended many of my sister's events who was involved in cross country and other track and field events. So I know a little bit about the different aspects, the different events. So this concept of the different types of races came into my mind last night, and just how Victory with Ash is very similar to a track and field event. You know, if you've ever seen one where you have the runners who are all, they're kneeling down, they're in their positions, and they're getting ready to start the race. And when the pistol is fired and someone prematurely starts the race before, it's called jumping the gun. And that's a common phrase that we hear, you know, all throughout life, just jumping the gun. And I think, I could be wrong, but I think that's where that comes from. And I'm sure you can think of a lot of areas in your life where you've jumped the gun. And I think a lot of that comes into trusting in the process, trusting in, you know, your purpose in life, God's purpose for you, God's timing. And when we get ahead, we often set ourselves back. In a track and field event, that can sometimes result in immediate disqualification. There are many people sharing different information that's incorrect about this journey with Victory with Ash. And they are causing people to jump the gun, per se. You know, one of the things I heard last night was that the concept that there were good or bad links to join Victory with Ash. And this is simply not true. There's no such thing as a good or a bad link. If someone has a link, that means they have registered and they have completed the KYC in Victory with Ash, and they have full access to the platform. So if they have a link, that means they are absolutely 100% a trusted and verified member that is able to share a link with you. So you can put that idea aside and rest assured that that is not possible for someone to have a bad link. Okay? As I thought about it a little more, I was thinking about the idea of a sprint versus a marathon. And Victory with Ash is not a sprint. Ash has been very clear that he is looking at the security and looking at the longevity of the platform and of our journey together. And he has done this very strategically in a way that is going to be sustainable. in a sprint, you know, you are trying to put forth all your energy right at one time. Whereas in a marathon, it's a strategy. You have a strategy. You have to save some of that energy, knowing that you're going to need it later in the race. You know, if you start a marathon and you immediately put forth all your effort, you're going to burn out. You know, people who run marathons, they know that they're going to get their second wind. They know when they're going to, you know, put in that extra push to get through. They don't start and burn out, per se, in the beginning. So Victory with Ash is a marathon. The whole journey with Ash is a marathon. And it is a steady, you know, they say slow and steady wins the race. And that's what he's doing. He's boarding people onto the platform in a slow and steady manner, in a way that is not going to be detrimental to the process. The other thing that I thought was an interesting concept was the fact that we are in more of like a relay. You know, a relay is a team. So you should think of Victory with Ash as a team mentality. Everyone in a relay race has their own part to run. Everyone has their own, you know, section of the race, and that means that it is a group effort, which is what's happening. So if you're feeling like you're missing out on the race, that FOMO, that fear that you are behind, trust in the timing, trust that you will have an opportunity to join Victory with Ash if you want to, and trust that you should wait until you feel you are joining someone you are trusting and you are comfortable with. My hope is that this is encouraging, and this settles some of these fears and this idea that we need to get ahead of the process. If you are feeling like that, rest assured that you are going to have your part of the relay in Victory with Ash. Have a blessed Thursday.